Good morning, Ryan.
Hello.
How are you this morning?
I'm feeling alright, I guess, all things considered.
Okay. Before we start, I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Andrew. I know you were with a therapist yesterday, but I'm going to be your therapist today.
Okay.
So, you're saying you're feeling all right. All your activity from yesterday went okay, sitting up in bed and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it was nice to move around.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's great to hear. Okay, and then before we start, you had kind of a bruise on your right leg. How's that feeling today?
I mean, honestly, that's still kind of sore, but I guess that's just because it was a big old bruise.
That's fair. Okay. Have they been talking to you about moving it around so that it doesn't stiffen up while you're kind of sitting in bed or just sitting in the chair?
A little bit, I guess you could tell me that, but yeah.
Okay. So we'll go over some stuff for your legs today. Just that way things are moving, we're getting blood flow to your leg, getting it healed up, and then we'll get you kind of up and walking if that seems like we can do that today. That way we can get you kind of on the path to feeling better and get you back home.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. And then also, before we start anything, are you feeling any sort of chest pain at all?
No.
No? Good. Excellent. Okay. All right. And then before we start our exercises, have you taken any of your meds today?
Nurse came in this morning, gave me the things that I needed, yeah.
Okay. But you're feeling okay, you know.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
You're feeling pretty good. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So I'm just gonna check your lines, make sure everything's seems good. It's attached to your hand, and then we've got your oxygen there. Perfect. Without an oxygen tank. Working flawlessly. Alright. So I'm just gonna take some vitals then before we start moving around, since you're feeling okay today. And then we'll see if we can get you up and standing. I'll have you walk kind of just to the end of the hall and back. We'll take your vitals again, make sure nothing's changed, especially for your heart. And then we'll see if we can take a longer walk after that, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Normally we'd have one of these on the wall.
That would be rather convenient.
Yeah, but today it seems like we're doing it the old-fashioned way.
They got me in this Podunk hospital over here.
Mm-hmm. But it's a good hospital.
Oh, wonderful people. Yep.
All right. So I'm actually gonna start with your heart rate. So you just relax. That's about 66 beats per minute. So as we exercise today, we're just going to try to keep his heart rate somewhere between 66 and 86, using our rule of heart rate plus 20, or resting heart rate plus 20. And then we'll go ahead and take his vitals. It's like Shakespeare. That's 122/80, which is great, especially considering you just had a heart attack. So we're just gonna kind of monitor those two things, make sure everything's looking okay. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. And then your oxygen saturation looks like it's at a good level. So let's go ahead and take this off. All right. put this on here for safety precautions. It's just a gait belt. That way, if you stand up and you're feeling woozy, I can kind of grab onto you and control you. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
You need me to lean forward?
Yes, that would be great. Go ahead and lean forward for me. Let's make sure you don't get that in your gown there.
It's a heavy duty belt there.
Oh yeah. That way we know that it's not gonna fail on us here. Alright. And then I want to just kind of, just as a safety precaution, we're just going to use a walker today. Have you used any sort of assistive device before?
I haven't used, no.
No?
Just maybe crutches when I was like a teenager or something.
Okay. So I guess on this first walk, we're just going to use the walker. Make sure you're feeling alright. That way if you feel dizzy or unsteady, there's something for you to hold on to. And then if you feel comfortable, we can walk without it. Okay? Alrighty. So, when we stand up, what I want you to do is just kind of lean your body weight forward, keep your feet underneath you, and then you're gonna, you can either press on the side of your chair. Actually, I'll have you push with one hand on the side of the chair, one hand will be on the walker, and you're just gonna kind of push and pull to lift yourself up. And then I'll swing around, grab the IV pull, and we'll start walking. Okay? Alright, so go ahead and lean forward, and then press up. Perfect. Grab on there. And how you feeling?
Just a little dizzy, I guess.
A little dizzy? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you ever feel dizzy, I'm just gonna have you just shift your weight side to side. Good. Okay. And try to look forward, not at the ground.
That's a good idea. I like that bed. I'm feeling good now. Yeah.
You're feeling good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, if you ever feel that sort of that way again, just let me know. We want to avoid you passing out at all costs.
You think I could just, like drink a Red Bull or something?
So we're gonna avoid kind of anything of that nature, especially since you're on some medications that kind of do the opposite. We don't want to stress your heart in any way, shape, or form that can hurt it, because right now we're in the healing phase. So it's important that your heart stay at a level where it's gonna just heal the best.
Okay.
And that's being managed by your meds right now.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to come back here again.
That's fair. And while we're walking, I can talk to you about ways that we can kind of get you feeling better a little faster, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So while you're walking in there, you can just push the walker forward, take 2 steps, and then push that walker again. Good. So you can look straight forward. Good. Good. All right, and then we'll turn around. Let's see if I can get more towards your side, okay? So, I'm just gonna see if I can swing over here. Perfect. Alright. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and walk. Excellent. How are we feeling so far?
Pretty good.
Good.
I guess obviously it's a little harder work than I've been doing the last couple of days, but
Okay. Go ahead and turn around. We'll take a seat in the chair. I'm just gonna swing that behind you. Okay. So make sure you wait till your legs touch the back of the chair, and then we'll sit down slowly. Good job. All right. And then I probably should have told you about this scale before, but we have kind of our RPE scale, which is just the how much you're perceiving you're working. So when you're at rest, our scale kind of sits around a 6. And when you're working really hard, that sits around a 20. So when you're just kind of resting, that's pretty low. It's around a 6. How do you think you felt just getting up and walking over there and back?
maybe like a 9.
A 9,
10.
10.
Put
So
a 10.
that's an acceptable level. That's good. That's perfect. So while you're sitting there, I'm gonna take your vitals again. So actually, I'll just swing around here, and I'm gonna take your heart rate. Perfect. That's just up to 78. So we're right within our range of staying at a comfortable level for your heart. We're not pushing you too hard, but we're not taking it easy. So we'll kind of see if we can stay around that heart rate as we take another walk, if that sounds okay with you.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm gonna take your blood pressure real fast, make sure that's also in a good range. And you didn't feel like you were gonna pass out or anything?
No, once I got moving and all that, the dizziness never came back.
Good. It's great to hear. Alright, I'm just gonna raise your arm up here. You can rest it on the shoulder. Alright, and just a slight elevation there, up to 126/80, but that's to be expected with some exercise. Some of the benefits that I want to talk to you about exercise, because you were talking about wanting to get out of here, is performing some regular exercise will help increase your circulation, and it helps your heart heal a little bit faster. So after we take our walk, I'm just going to take you through a couple exercises you can do by yourself, just kind of at the edge of the bed or standing. And then if you perform that a few times a day for a certain amount of time, which I'll tell you later, it can speed up your recovery time, okay?
Okay.
All right. You feel comfortable taking another walk?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. I think we're going to stick with the walker just for safety purposes. So we'll just kind of take a little stroll just out to where the treadmill is and right back, okay?
Yep.
All right. So same deal, one hand on the walker, one hand at the side, press up, perfect. How are we feeling?
Just a little dizzy, but
Okay, so remember we talked about the weight shift side to side?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna grab our pole here. And we'll go ahead and walk forward, nice and slow. Try to keep your gaze up in front of you. There we go. And you're breathing too. How are we feeling?
Good.
Good. Okay. How are we feeling on that scale of the 6 to 20?
Maybe like a 10 again.
A 10. Okay, let's stop here and turn around. Swing around with you here. Alright. Perfect. So staying at that 10 range is going to be good for now. We could even get you up a little bit higher, but since it is your second day, I want to keep you kind of keep things a little bit safer. So head back to the chair. Swing around. Alright, then slowly sit. Perfect. And then lean back in the chair. And how are we feeling right now?
Good.
Good. So I'm just going to check your heart rate one more time. just about the same, around 78 beats per minute, which is good. It stays within our range that we talked about of like 66 to 86, which is awesome. And now, let's see. So kind of as we progress along here, we're gonna try to walk around about 5 minutes, 3 to 4 times a day. So that was a pretty short amount of walking, but we're just gonna try to increase that as we get you feeling a little bit better. And then like I talked about, if you're still feeling up to it for some more exercises, there are a few things I can show you to do, kind of standing at the edge of the bed, where if you have a family member nearby, just for safety purposes, you can either stand up and place your hands on the table to support you, or you can do it standing within the walker. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to teach you standing on the side of the bed, just because that's a little bit more applicable for you. So I'm going to raise this up. Raise it up. Slowly. Done doing some of these exercises, I'm just going to check those vitals one more time, make sure everything is all okay. Sound good?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So we're just going to use our walker again to stand up. Seems pretty comfortable there. So edge, scoot to the edge, perfect, and stand up. Then we'll just walk over here towards the bed. Then I'll put this in you, and you can place your hands on the table there. Move this out of the way. And how are we feeling standing there?
Good. I dizzy for a second, but it went away.
It went away. Okay. Yeah. So a couple things that I want to teach you can do, just standing at the edge of the table here, is you can do those weight shifts that we talked about, moving side to side.
Okay.
And we're gonna do about let's try about 15 to each side.
Okay.
Let's say we did 15. Okay. And then we can also do a little bit of marching. And marching is just lifting your foot off the floor, placing it down, and lifting the other side. Good. So you don't have to go very high. And again, this is going to be good both for your heart and for your leg, getting some blood flowing through there.
Okay.
Get that bruise healing up and feeling a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
How are we feeling there?
A little bit of work, but it's good. I like it.
And how are we on that scale from 6 to 20?
Like a 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
All right. So all this stuff that I'm telling you, we'll tell we'll keep a paper with those instructions for you, and then when your family comes around, we can kind of talk to them about it, make sure they're doing everything safely and appropriately. That way we can get you out of here safe and sound, okay?
Great.
All right. So last but not least, I'm gonna take you back to the chair, take some vitals, and then kind of just reiterate a couple things that we've been talking about, and then we'll be done. Okay? All right, so we're gonna do the full turnaround. So go ahead and we're gonna just do a full turn,
Okay.
and then we'll sit back in the chair, because I don't want you walking backwards. So let's turn the other way. That way I can keep the pull on the same side as you there. There we go. Alright. Good job. Alright. You just sneak out from behind here. Get this out of the way. One last test of your heart rate. I know it might seem like overkill, but it's really important to keep your heart rate in that safe range that we've been talking about.
And not drink Red Bull.
And not drink Red Bull. So don't have any of your family members sneaking you in any, okay?
Alright, I'll have to tell Sheila.
Okay. just a little bit elevated there at about 84 beats per minute. Still safe within our range. And how are you feeling? Still kind of at that 8?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Did some work, but that's good.
Good.
I don't feel too bad.
How's the leg feeling?
Just a little sore as we're moving around, but it's nice to move it.
Good. Alrighty. So we'll finish off with one more blood pressure here. So let's go ahead and put that on there. We'll take it quickly. Alright, I'll just have you rest your hand right there. Right at 126/82, which is a good response. Nothing crazy there. All right, and then before we're finished here, just a couple of things, especially since you are trying to get out of here, is we do need to make sure we're not pushing you to a level where you're kind of over exhausting yourself, because that's also not good for your heart. But we need to keep you right in that level of doing just enough to keep blood moving around, keep your muscles working, and keep your heart working, because your heart is also a muscle too. So for those exercises, the weight shifts and the marching, I'd like for you to stick around doing, let's start with 10 on each side, doing that twice a day, okay?
Okay.
All right, and then do you have any questions for me before we finish up here?
No, sir.
All right, well, it was great hanging out with you today.
Thank you, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.